Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back again to Ignite the Transformation TV, the place where inspiration is at its rawest form, right? We all about transformation. We want to bring you what you need, the right astuces, the inspiration, the force of drive for you to go out there and achieve your goals and make life what you want it to be. So, as you know, it is my passion and drive that I go all around the world and bring you the very finest, the very best of people that have the authenticity to drive and deliver their message. So today, I've, dug and again, come across this lovely, amazing human being all the way from Denmark. And she has just started startup after graduating, from master's. She did her master's, but, I'm not going to take much from her. She's going to tell you more about that. And she just started a startup that has a vision to help people unleash their potential. One vision, one nation. I mean, she has the whole thing that she talks about, right? Anyway, well, today we are with Diyar Kashlook. As you know already, my name is Stephen Dossou. I'm an inspirational speaker, transformational coach, co-founder of Leadership University, and founder of Self-Force Catalyst. Right, let us welcome today Miss Diyar Kashlook, all the way from Denmark. Yay! Hi, Diyar. How's it going?
Hi, Stephen. How are you? And thanks for the very warm welcome.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Hey, Diyar, listen. I mean, you and I met, I think, I don't know, 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, right? It's been a while. It's been a while. We met in Malaysia. And for whatever reason, we kept contact. And I mean, you even gave me some marketing advices here and there. Your master's in marketing, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. And through that, we became good friends, right? Yeah.
Marketing.
Okay, awesome. So you became good friends, and you even spoke at one of my summit, Ignited Transformation, where you were actually giving valuable advices and insights about finances, how people should manage their money, what's the mindset behind money, right? And many other things. And it goes without saying that you're a woman with a lot of knowledge. And having now started what you've started, I mean, I have no doubt that people that you're going to impact will definitely get the best out of it. But now, I mean, I know I'm saying all of this, but people are wondering, like, why are you still taking over? So, you know what? Tell us by yourself, right? Let us hear the words of your mouth. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Where are you going? And why are you here today?
Yes. So thank you again for the very warm welcome. So my name is Diyar, and yes, I live in Denmark. And to be honest, Stephen, like the journey to where I am right now has not been easy. Like people might be looking at me and think, oh, she got it all. Like she has a master's, she's doing that. She has like her life in order, but like it has been a struggle. Like I have needed to deal with a lot of stigma, a lot of prejudice as well, both from like society, but as well like being a lady from the Middle East, Muslim, all these things that I had to deal with and like go through as a challenge. And you know find my own way, because everyone had an opinion of like what I should be doing. And to be honest, like I live in Denmark, I have the Danish identity, but as well at the same time like the Arabic. And like growing up, I didn't actually know like where do I belong and whom should I be in order to please people. But like it brought me no happiness or joy, any of it. Like I had to redefine my own identity, and it has been like really rough. But like along the way, like I've learned a lot. I've made mistakes, but like today where I'm standing, I'm much happier than I've ever been. And that's because I'm living my purpose. I have a purpose of contributing to children in developing countries with education and a home. And right now, what I'm doing with my startup is that I help companies find their purpose and craft their identity, in terms of what's their differentiation point, like unique value proposition. What is their vision? What is their mission? What is their why, how, and what, and then who as well. The Simon Sinek model, but I add a who to in order to identify the relation between company and its target group. and as well like values and principles. So I really like trying to bring out all this this purpose and this identity in companies so that they can contribute to the world rather than shareholder value, really focusing on the stakeholders in the company. So, and then like some of my profits would obviously like support my purpose, and I would like use the profit as well in order to invest in social enterprises along the way to help like the economy in the local economy in developing countries. Yes, so I mean, yeah, that's some of it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Dia. Appreciate it. So, Dia, aware of that you are a philanthropist?
Yeah. Yeah, so I try to combine like, so I have a coaching background. I've done a lot of coaching. I have a life coach, like education or program or what you can call it, and then a master coach. A life coach is like one-on-one coaching, and then I have the master coach one is like where I coach whole teams in their vision and their mission, in their goal and team charter, and then I have a family coach, and now I'm doing a speaker coach academy, where like
Okay.
it's speaking
Wow.
proficiency. Yeah. So, and I wanted, like, I really wanted to combine that to my, you know, my masters, like my business understanding, in order, like, you know, create value, because I don't feel like, you know, I feel like you can get so much out of combining these two, you know, bringing the soul into the corporate, right? So how do you do that, and why do you do that? So that's something that has been like, you know, occupying my mind a lot and have been fascinating me a lot.
Hmm.
So that's actually what I'm doing now, because I really want to contribute to companies doing better on a competitive level, but as well the individuals in the company, the employees, that they feel better as well, you know, that
Yeah.
they feel their personal purpose is aligned
Yeah.
to the one of the companies. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed, yeah, totally. I'm a firm believer that when the vision of the individual is aligned with the one of the
Yeah.
company becomes one of the best performing company in the world, right? So, Dia, talking about that, right? Let us back up a little bit, right? Let's just take a few steps back in the past, right?
Yeah.
So, you were talking about identity, right? You said something that yeah, you live in Denmark, but you
Yeah.
Muslim, you this and that. So
Yeah.
and you suffered prejudice. So what are the prejudices that that you had to encounter? And what tell us a little bit more about that identity crisis that you had, to face. Because look, let's
Yeah.
face it, right? Even though there are people in Europe, I mean, it is no secret that there are a lot of people that are, from different backgrounds. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
And a lot of people do indeed suffer from this identity crisis. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit more about that. That's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, to be honest, like I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, like because when I was out in the Danish society, like I felt like, okay, I'm not actually Danish, like I'm not like them. And I had to adapt a lot, like, you know, to the norms and the culture, and like even like the way of behaving or speaking. And then when I was at home in the Arabic home, or like, you know, when I traveled back to Lebanon, I felt I didn't belong either, because I was not like them either, you know. So where did I belong? What was my identity? And it was exhausting for me to keep on like scanning the room, scanning the culture, scanning the people, and like thinking, okay, how should I, like, you know, attack the situation? How should I be like adapt myself into this?
Hmm.
And it was
Hmm.
exhausting for me. It was completely exhausting. Like I didn't feel like I knew myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't think that I knew people or they knew me or any of that, you know. And at some point I was just like, you know, that's enough. Like, you know, I'm just gonna be myself. And if you accept it, if you love me for whom I am, you know, that's great. And if you don't, then you don't. Like, at least you know who I am. But I feel like it's like you asked about the challenges. Like there's a lot of challenges in terms of, I mean, there's been like so much Islamophobia the last 20 years, especially like after like 9/11 and all these things. And you know, and like, to be honest, we've been dealing with a very like very Islamophobic, let me just say it as it is, government in Denmark, like lately as well,
Sure.
targeting minorities. And, like, all this impression, like, and all this pressure you get from media, from politicians, about that you're not good enough, you're not, uh, you're not good enough as a woman, like as a Muslim woman, because you wear the
Mm-hmm.
scarf, or like you're a terrorist, or you're this or you're that. It might not be like, directly said to me, but it's said about me, about my culture, Arabic culture, about my religion, and all these things, Islam. So like it left a lot of pressure, like in
Mm-hmm.
not only in me, but almost in anyone I know, like who's Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually participated in an article recently
Yeah.
about like the racism that you face in job situations. And I told my story among like 30 other people. And people came to me after that, and they were like, you know what, like I actually experienced racism as well. One of
Wow.
them was like a highly paid individual. He was
Wow.
actually adopted from Sri Lanka, like he's dark, and he's very highly paid, like, and he has a prestigious job. And still, like, he faced racism like multiple times, like at work and on the
Mm-hmm.
street. I was like, why would it be like that? It shouldn't be like that, just because like we're different, like we're born different people. We should just be
Mm-hmm.
appreciated for
Yeah.
our differences.
Yeah.
And I think it's on a structural level, but as well like
Yeah.
individual level, that we should learn and teach our children to accept differences, beauty in
Mm.
everything, not in only like, you know the stereotype.
The race or where you come from.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, I think you're making a great point there. I actually remember that I saw you actually, very actively on Facebook. I think it was about a year ago where
yeah,
you post, a series of video, denouncing, like women, being treated, unjustly because of they're wearing scarves.
yeah,
There was a whole lot of, wave around the world with countries, becoming very, horrible towards women that were wearing scarf, and you did something about it, and you stood up and you spread your message out there. And I remember your video had like a lot of shares, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah,
so, so while we're on that, right? While we're on that, I just want to outline this quickly. That you said something in
yeah,
your message, but you know what? I want to highlight it so that people can actually
yeah,
get it. You
yeah,
said that the solution, right? You didn't say exactly, but this is what you meant in your words. You said that the solution to identity crisis is self-acceptance.
yeah, 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 exactly, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
yeah, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. That was from Diyar Kashlook, that the solution of identity is self-acceptance. If you go and
exactly.
quote it, please write her name there, right? Give her credit.
Well, actually, yeah, exactly. It makes sense, because once you accept yourself, like people are left to like accept you or
Mhm,
respect you, if not,
mhm,
because if they respect you or accept you for something you're not, like,
mhm,
that inside of your soul that you're lying to yourself. Do you
mhm,
know? You know what? And like, even if they don't accept you, or someone doesn't accept you, you're fine with it, because at the end of the day, you lay your head on your pillow, but you know that you've been true to yourself, and that's the most important thing about it.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
being true to
mhm,
yourself.
mhm. Look, Dia, I mean, here you are, one young lady, with a mixed background, living in Denmark currently. You've just graduated from your master's degrees. You've just started, companies. You've got this and that network. You've, taken a stand, against uh, 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 the discrimination of women wearing scarf. I mean, Muslim women. Look, it is no secret that you roll in life with a certain sense of conviction, right? I mean, I love this African proverb that says that, it's a funny one. It says that what it says? It says, you will judge how sweet, it says, you will judge how sweet the sauce goat will be by looking at how the goat is walking. Right? In other words, right, you determine, how tasty the goat's meat will be by looking at how it's moving, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the
So
attitude, yeah.
The attitude, exactly, so I mean, I look at how you move, and look at it in your style. It is no secret that you are rolling with a sense of conviction. So then my
Yeah.
next question to you is, where does this sense of conviction come from? Where do you get it from? Is it from your mom, maybe, or it is just something that you embrace in life, or you've told yourself, damn it, I'm
First
gonna
of
do it?
all,
Where does it
it's
come
from
from?
my mom. She's my role model. Like, and then
Okay.
secondly, it came from challenges in life. You mustn't underestimate that you get resilience from, like, you know being pushed down, and then your ability to come up again. I've been like, it hasn't been easy. Like, it's not that I'm sitting here saying that, like, and none of it has been easy. Do you get me? But I've just had this attitude that it's okay. You learn. You're doing your best with the resources that you have, like, in hands at the current time, right? And that's like a good a rule to have with you as well, in terms of like forgiving other people. Instead of judging them, let go as well. Focus on the important things in life. Yeah, nothing has been easy. Like, I've had to make a lot of sacrifices, learn new habits, new skills along the way, and I'm still at it. Like, I'm still learning. I'm far from like, I'm far from anything, and I always have this hustle. Like, what is the meaning with my life has been the question that has led me throughout this, because I know that there is a deeper meaning behind and like everything, and especially our own existence. Why were we brought into this world? What do we want to leave the world with once we go? Do you get me? But like, I believe meaning into your own life is very important. Like, it's crucial. And
Mm.
meaning, it has a lot of colors, it has a lot of shapes. You determine the meaning. What is meaningful to you might not be meaningful to me, and
Mhm.
the other way around. But it's meaningful in the sense of, you are creating something with your own existence, and you're benefiting someone. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So yeah, so this whole like because like, like in recent times, capitalism and new liberalism and on all these things, like, it has been very focused on, like, profitability and producing, and just taking this great mentality that led to the financial crisis as well. Like, people are saying enough is enough. Now we're like in a new era, in a new age, where it's like about, like, people are getting tired, because I think, like, people deep inside, they know that there is more to life than going to work, than earning money, because you're earning this money, you're working hard to get there, but then, like, you don't get the satisfaction that you thought that you would get. So living with purpose, finding your purpose, both in terms of the company, but as well as you as an individual, is so crucial. And Jay Shetty, he says that, Jay Shetty, right? The urban monk. I absolutely love him. And he says that you're not going to find your purpose within like a short period of time. It takes years. But he says that you should find the things that interest you first. Find what you love, and do more of it. Obviously, you shouldn't leave your job like today or tomorrow, like without having like another income stream, right? But like, if you want to find something that has your, like, that is meaningful, that is meaningful to you, that is your purpose, try to, make it grow, right? And then with time, right, it will become something, maybe something you can even like live off from. And yeah, like, back to the thing that, be curious about yourself, love yourself, accept yourself. This is a whole process in itself, right? Loving and accepting ourselves in a world where everything is just going so fast, right? I mean, like, with corona now, I think it has been a blessing, like, for some people as well, to really, like, just be with themselves, and just, like, think the question, is it worth it? Is what I'm doing right now worth it? Is it going to benefit me the next 10 years? And how has my life been? What corrections can I make to it? And finding your purpose requires stillness, it requires time, it requires the work that you have to go, like, within, to find the answer. No one has the answer for you.
Mm, 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 Oh, girl, you are playing the guitar. I love it. I love the sound of it. Epic, epic. Hey, listen. I'm just curious about this, right? How would you define purpose? What is your definition of purpose?
Purpose is the reason for being, like your why, I think, I mean, everyone defines it in their own way, but like that what makes sense to me. Like your why do I exist, and it could be anything. Like, I've asked people, why do you, like, what is your purpose? Some might say, oh, to provide a living for my family or be the best person for them. My personal purpose is like giving children in developing countries education and a home, somewhere they can belong. Yeah. And that's because it comes from my own, like, my own upbringing of like wanting to belong, wanting to belong, like feel the belonging inside of myself, like this feeling of I belong, I'm good, and then getting the tools that you need to build the perfect life for yourself. Not perfect, but the optimal life, like where you can actually take care of yourself and take care of your family and take care of other people, contribute with purpose to others. But you can't do that once you don't have resources at hand, once you don't have a degree in some sort. You get me? So yeah, purpose is meaning, the why do you exist, what do you want to contribute with, and to whom. These questions are crucial, finding the answer to within. Yeah, and purpose for a company is as well, like, say, it's quite interesting to look at like purpose, and then vision and mission, and we can talk about these topics both in terms of a company level but as well individual level. So you have, if I start with the company, right, so their purpose as well is like they started for a reason, right? Some companies might have started because they found an opportunity on the market, supply demand, and then they started. But if you can go deeper than that and say, okay, why do we exist, right? So for example, like Microsoft had no, that was their vision. So like um a purpose, I don't remember exactly like a company and their purpose, but like it could be anything, like to yeah, let's not give an example. I
It's
can't
okay. It's
I
okay.
can't think
Yeah,
of
it's
any.
all right.
No,
Yeah.
but like like as a company, why did you exist, right? So that's the fundament, and it can't change. It is what it is, right? But then on top of, like, so you have the purpose, that's the overall like umbrella, but then under that you have the vision. The vision is like, where can you see yourself going? That's the future you can see, you can picture it, you can visualize it, right? You can say, this is where I'm going. It's the North Star, right, that leads your
Mm-hmm.
way. The mission is how you get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So companies, we've seen their visions, we've seen their missions. Microsoft, for example, their vision was one a PC on every desk and in every home. And then obviously they changed it because it's currently what it is. Yeah, everyone has a PC at home and at work, but you can't change your purpose, right? That it stays as it is, right? Because that's your reason for being. And individuals as well, having a purpose, right? So living to be the best person you could be, or the best version of yourself, because you want to make people happy, yourself happy, or like get joy out of life. And then you build a vision, how can you see the world different from that purpose, right? And then how do you get there? So my personal is like, the vision is these children like having education and having a home and actually developing themselves, and then helping other people, other children into like education, etc. And then the mission is like building this ecosystem, these social enterprises where they can actually support the sustainability of these activities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm, I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? It's a what? Think big. What does it say? Think big or go home. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
these small things as well, it's like, it's
Yeah.
what is meaningful to you. So I'm a person, I like big things, like I like to go all in, right? But some
Yeah.
people might have, like making the local community better. Like if everyone had that as a purpose or a vision, our whole world would just be so different today, right? Like how much loneliness is there not out in the world, right? Especially in the Western world, people are just sitting in their apartments, and if you were just taking care of one neighbor, right, if everyone did that, how would the world not be better, you know? Or like
Mm.
homelessness, or like just
Mhm.
providing like small resource for someone, you know, it makes a huge difference, trust
Mhm.
me. Like, and it
Mhm.
gives you so much, like, you know, it gives you so much on an individual level. You can, like, when you wake up in the morning, and if you think about your purpose, or if you connect to your purpose, you're jumping out of bed in the morning, right? Because that's how we're built as human beings. We're there to do something for others, you know. It's in our spirit, it's in our soul. And like this selfish mentality, if we go back to the capitalism and all these things, it won't bring you joy. Like, it's might be temporary that you can buy something, like, you know, materials, like different like material, things, you know, car and etc. But like, it won't make you happy, you know. It won't last for long, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, Dia. I love it. Well, there you go. You got it from Dia that purpose is the intent of creation of a thing or a person, right? So the main reason why you exist. You find your purpose, you live it, and you serve the world with it. Hey, if you have just joined us, we are hanging out today with Diyar Kashlook all the way from Denmark, right? She's the founder of a startup that has a vision of helping people and companies find their purpose and living it with their true identity, right? So she shared with us today some valuable lessons, some awesome concept around identity, around purpose, around philanthropism, around living together as one, being able to share and have love for one another. Oh man, that's Diyar Cash look for you. Hey, now we back. Hey, Diyar, listen, I'm very curious, right?
Yeah.
So how do you navigate, your personal life along with your vision, and also along with your professional life, right? Because the reason why I'm asking this, right, is because I'm totally aware that as much as it's great, to have a great vision and to, live every single day to want to achieve it, I'm also aware of the fact that not everybody in our surrounding can buy into that. Therefore, you actually have a consistent clash in your surrounding, because of the things you believe in and because of the visions you have, right? So how do you then navigate that? Do you even have such a problem perhaps in an environment? Have you ever experienced, in your community, among your friends, in your family, where they say, hey, we think you are being utopic, or we think, you're thinking too big, we think you are being too ambitious. I mean, you're talking about education, you're talking about worldwide change, all
Yeah.
of that. Have
Yeah.
you ever experienced that?
Yeah. Well, like, my family, like, they, like, you know, I mean, no, like, how do I say it? Like, okay, so they make fun of me sometimes. They'll be like, oh dear, she thinks she's gonna change the whole world or save the whole world. Or people are gonna be like, oh, how are you gonna make money out of that? Or, that's not possible. Like, like, and don't surround yourself with these people, obviously. Or just like, turn the other, turn your head, as Les Brown says. um but
QPO.
only
Quality people
quality
only.
people. um but like, but yeah, like, I mean it has been a struggle, to be honest. Like, it's not that people's going to be like cheering you up, because we live in a society where if you're making monetary, like, if you're making success in terms of money, if you're making a lot of money, then people's going to be thinking like, oh, she's successful or he's successful. But it's not about the money, that's what people get wrong. But that's just the age we're living in right now, that where we think that's success. But it's not success is being happy, right? But obviously you need to, pay the bills, etc. But like, find something that makes you happy, right?
Mhm.
Like, find something that makes you happy, and like, you have the answer within. Like, your purpose is given to you. And
Mhm.
my coach, she says that the purpose that you have comes from a trauma that you've experienced in life, like the biggest trauma that you experienced. And then once you give back to the world, that trauma actually resolves. Like, you get healed from that trauma.
Mhm.
um and it kind of makes sense, because a lot of people, once they experience something very traumatic, they they take it upon themselves to do something about it, because they know the pain, that people will be sitting with. They know the struggle, they know how it feels, and that drives them. This pain, or this like this feeling of injustice towards a certain specific topic is like what drives them to make a change. You know, that's the drive that they have. So just hold on to your drive, or if you're just like getting started, tune into yourself, say, okay, what interests me, what's funny, like what makes me happy or making me have a fun time. So for me it was like volunteering in an asylum center. I did that for 4 years, where I was like playing with kids, going out with them. Yeah, it was really fun. And they were very troublesome, to be honest. Like they made a lot of trouble, but they had a lot of respect for me because they knew I loved them a lot. And you know, that just drove me. And then, like, you know, I was attending like loads of coaching like programs and seminars and stuff like that. And like, you know, having this visualization, I remember, like, you know, we had this session of visualization where we were like closing our eyes and tuning into ourselves, and this question of like, what is your purpose, you know? And my answer was that, you know, like I really wanted to build like a home. Like at that time it was like a mosque where you could come in and feel at home, and like, you know, what children could be. And like it was like some sort of like, it was very crazy at that time. I was like, it doesn't sound like something realistic or something you could do. Or I just like paused it for a couple of years. And then I started actually watching, so I was working in Facebook. I was working in what was it called, something operations staff, where we like we're monitoring content online on the platform. And then I had 2 screens, and then this small screen I was like always watching or like listening to documentaries, and it was specifically about like children in Cambodia. There's a huge like challenge there in terms of trafficking, especially trafficking of kids. It's one of the largest, if not the largest one in Asia. And you know, it just broke my heart, like all this injustice. And I was like, why is it happening? Like, why is no one doing something about it? You know, it was breaking me from the inside. And I was just sitting there in the corporate world, like just feeling more and more sad. And you know, I came up with a business model, or like an idea, like social entrepreneurial idea, to like be able to solve it. And I was working on it. And my mentor, she told me to, like, she asked me like, have you been there, you know, have you tested the market, have you tested your idea? So I actually ended up, that's why we met in Asia, because I went to Cambodia at first, and then I tested the idea. Like I was volunteering in an NGO there as well, and I could just see that there might be like some challenges as well with it. So I like reconsidered the idea and came up with something else. And yeah, so you know, so it's just to give you a picture of like, you start somewhere and you don't know where it leads you, but just follow your heart. You know, it might be something really small, you're just like taking it for granted, as you know, volunteering or something. Yeah, but just don't don't shy away from the fact that it is important. Like, you know, you have to focus on one thing and then just do it, you know, just a small thing, and then build on top of it. And then eventually you're going to be able to connect the dots looking backward, like Stephen Jobs, he says. So yeah, and it all adds up. It all makes sense once you just follow your heart. Yeah, that's what I've been doing in terms of my studies. That's what I've been doing in terms of coaching and my own masters in business. And you know, now it makes sense because I can see how I can bring these two together. But have you asked me just a few years back, you know, I started coaching like 9 years ago, and have you asked me back then, like, you know, like not a chance that like these two worlds would meet, you know? But for me right now, like they should. And I'm gonna start like a movement, like I'm gonna be talking about this topic and like engaging in these conversations with governments and with corporations to make them aware that this is very important, to bring spirit and corporate together, because we need it. You know, we're human beings, we're not robots, right? We have a soul, we have a spirit. You know, most of our day, like waking hours, we spend it at work, so it is actually, it's should be a requirement from like the corporation side to actually be aware of, the well-being of staff members, because a lot of people are dealing with a lot of challenges, lack of meaning, stress, not feeling they belong or like contribute, they don't know where they are and where they're going, so all these things, um that's what I want to help them with, to be honest.
Oh,
Again.
I'm rooting for you. Yeah. Go Dia, go Dia. I love it, girl. I love it, girl. I love it. I love it. There's nothing more inspiring than a person that has found his or her purpose
Yeah,
and is taking every step every single day to
yeah,
live by it, right,
yeah,
fully. You know,
yeah,
and the more you talk, that's what I'm hearing. That's why I
yeah,
am living. That's what I'm experiencing with you, is that I have found my purpose and I'm ready to do whatever it takes to fulfill that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, so it goes without saying, ladies and gentlemen, that purpose is key. Purpose is the intent of a creation of a thing, right? The reason why you were created. Mark Twain said it very best that there are two most important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you find out why, right?
yeah,
And the lady right here, Dia, has found out why she was born, and she's ready, taking steps. As you heard, she's ready. She's gonna be starting movement, engaging people, government to make that happen. What about you? What are
mm,
you engaging right now? What are you starting? Have you even found your purpose? And that is what Dia is all about. Yeah, we almost at the end of this, right? So, how do we find you? What is your message for the people? Your last words for the people? How can they get hold of you? In Denmark, are you doing work online or only face to face? I don't know what the situation is right now in Denmark, but a lot of things are being done online right now. So, how do they find you? And yeah, how do you work? Just brief us a little bit about that, please.
yes. So I have a website. It's called inspeak.consulting. So it's inspeak.consulting, and it stands for Inspire Peak Performance. And it's like I have, it's almost there. Like it's almost done, but I'm still working on it. And then my Instagram, Diyar, Diyar, Kash, Kash. And then I'll be like doing newsletters soon. I've been just working so hard on the concept and the whole thing the past couple of months, and on the services, etc. But like I'll be like posting every week blogs, videos, and knowledge to both individuals and companies about like purpose and identity work and all these elements that is under it. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dia. So, what are your last words for the viewers and the listeners? Today we've spoken about identity. Some prejudices that you encountered. As being a Muslim woman. We spoke about purpose. We spoke about the power of education, which is one of the tools that you want to use to impact. Those underprivileged groups, right? We spoke about you supporting companies as well, bringing the spirit, back into corporate. I think that's one very, very important element, because most of the companies out there today, are only about profit and profit and profit, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we understand that capitalism, it has to do with profit. However, just like that, we shouldn't forget that we are human beings at the end of the day, right? Great.
Yeah.
So
And
with that said, yeah, what do you have to say, for us to close this?
and the funny thing is that once companies actually work with purpose, you
Yeah.
know, the like eventually they will, on the long term, they will grow, right?
Hmm.
Like they will benefit on the employee side and the customer side, definitely.
Yeah.
And my last word is like believe in yourself, love yourself, and look inwards. Believe in you, because once you believe in yourself, you can find greatness within you, right? You can
Hmm.
do great things, and get rid of get rid of toxic people in your life, yeah. hold your cards tight. If you have a vision or a dream, just work on it, work on it, work on it, and then tell it to people whom you know that is going to believe in you, right? And they can see the greatness inside of you as well. Yeah, so work on it, and it takes time. It takes time. Trust me, it takes a lot of time. But just do one thing every single day, and the day is gonna pass anyway. Do you get me? But if you just put in work every day and focus, right? Focus, structure your life, design it as you want it, and eventually it will all come into order. Like the whole powers in the universe gonna just help you achieve it eventually. But just stay patient and put in the work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, those were the words of Diyar Kashlook all the way from Denmark, right? Believe in yourself, love yourself, right? And take the actions, but more importantly, be relentless
Yeah.
because the path to where you want to be, it is not easy. It has never been easy and it's not going to be easy. So be relentless and go at it again and again and again. Eventually, you will find your truth. My name is Stephen Dossou. I'm an inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and co-founder of Leadership University and founder of Self as Catalyst. Right? My purpose, just like how Dia said it, is to inspire you, is to make you believe that you are great, you are awesome, is to make you believe that regardless of how much adversities you face, you can rise on top. And that's what Ignited Transformation TV is all about. That's why I'm super excited and thrilled to have had the Cash Look on air today. Thank you so much,
Thank you
lovely
very much.
people. I'll be seeing you Wednesday. I just want to give a shout out to my brother who has just again be a father. His wife gave birth 2 days ago. So hi family, if you're watching, I love you all. Thank you so much, Dia. Remember, you two can be great people. See you on top. Bye bye.
Thank you.